Flipping it like the flipper in charge, just like the skipper, like T-Pain. I'm smoking these streets. Mine is the stripper, no bunch lines and gimmicks. Embrace the game like an infant, make the streets and the industry feel me. It must be the spirit, every rapper that hear me. My caliber is full, so I just bust until I'm empty. And it's a rude awakening for the ones that's mistaken me for that one, and they never gon' get it, cause I ain't good enough, right? Nightmares come daily, my hustle, they keep them faded, I'm smooth. Operating like I did, be slinging. The matter of fact, I'ma go ahead and leave. And let my brother singing like Phil Collins singing. I can hear the streets calling for me every night to hustle on. And I feel like I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. I hustle hard. I get my hustle on.
Oh yeah, that's my man, No Good. That's his name, No Good the Simp. Oh man, that man is good though. Ain't he good? Shouts out to Phil Collins. You better get with it, man. See, we know our history over here. 95.7 The Boss, y'all. Oh, yeah. Moving people to action. That's what we do. We move people to action. See, I agitate. My man Tim negotiates.
I love it. How you doing, man?
Oh, good, bro. You know?
That's good.
Life is good, bro. Life is good.
Hey, we're here, right? We're here.
Brother, I am so happy to be alive. You know what I mean? I am happy to be alive.
You know, I'm happy to be alive too, King. So, man, I'm excited about this week. As you know, man, I'm preparing also for my benefit concert, holiday benefit concert.
Yeah, give us a little snapshot about that.
Yeah, so that's going to be at the historic Benson Theater in the Benson District in Omaha, Nebraska. You could go to bensontheater.org to get tickets. And it's going to be, it's Tim Clark and Friends holiday benefit concert. We're featuring some phenomenal, amazing vocalists here in the Heartland. Millicent Crawford, Anjali Mitchell. I kind of look at her as our Patti LaBelle, our Mary J. Blige, our Fantasia, of the Heartland, right?
Right.
And then we have also the phenomenal Ty Akeem will be with us. And then out of Lincoln, Nebraska, we have a singer. Her name is Haley Bice. She is a amazing vocalist. So yeah, so we got that's going to be the 22nd and 23rd, Friday and Saturday. You can get tickets online at the Benson Theater. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7 p.m. And this is a show for your family, friends, your coworkers. You can show appreciation. Just, if you need a little boost to kind of get into the Christmas holiday season, that will be the time to do that. This is something I've been doing for years. We pick a charity or a program to bless every year. This year, proceeds are going to go to help out youth and family programming. We're going to choose some organizations and some programs to target. Last year, it was Blackburn Alternative Program that we were able to bless financially with some of the proceeds at their expenses. And so there's still opportunity for a sponsorship. Inbox me if you have a desire to become a sponsor. We really would appreciate that. This is also being a musician, being an artist. This is an opportunity to support artists in our community and the surrounding area. So our MD, our music director, is Leland Mickles. We got Thomas Wells and Andre Stennis on the drums. And I don't know if you have not been to the Benson Theater. I have to say, Amy and the team there at the Benson Theater, they have done a really amazing job at restoring and making that a place of purpose, in a place of innovation to support artists and the community in a way of arts. And so thank you and hats off to the staff there at the Benson Theater for really making the commitment and dedication to get that up and out. So again, go to www.bensontheater.org. That's the bensontheater.org. And you can get tickets online, or you can give them a call. Hey, man, so today's show, I'm excited. I don't know, Ben. So I understand. Did you have to break out Reverend Newhope this morning?
Yeah.
What's on your mind, King?
Well, today is Winning Women Wednesday, so
Okay.
I be thinking about my mama sometimes.
Okay,
When you talk about when you talk about the women and
That's
acknowledging
right,
the women in
that's
your
right.
lives, so
Right,
sometimes I get emotional. But just we need the
Yeah,
church. We need
yeah,
the church.
we do,
We
we
need a
do.
church,
That's-
and,
yeah.
and I'm just kind of not happy that every religion doesn't get along.
Yeah.
I remember growing up as a young lad. Reverend Newhope, all the pastors, no matter what denomination they were,
Yeah.
they all
It was more
they all
a
fellowship.
little bit more community and fellowship.
Yeah,
We
we had basketball leagues where we compete
Yeah.
against each other. It was more of a community.
And I think, not to, I got a guest that's waiting, but I tell you what's important, man, is that we need the churches.
Mm-hmm.
We need the church community. I think if we're gonna get through what's in front of us right now, all these pain points and this, we got a presidential election coming up, a lot of attempts to really tear apart versus build. We're going to need the church community to help guide us through this.
Right.
But when you think at the core of what's happening in Israel and that Hamas situation, man, at the root of that is rooted around religion.
All religion.
And it's kind of like you want us, damn, can we get along? Is that really the God way? And I think in terms of I think so often here in this country, King, I think we really fail to give respect to just us as humans. Forget how the color on our skin. King said it was about the content and the character within.
Right.
And we forget that so often that, man, it's like, why should I be judging you because of what you have on? It should not be a thing of judging. It should be a thing of appreciating and celebrating and seeking to understand versus to be understood all the time. Little Stephen Colvey.
Well, it's I love to brag off my neighbors. I love to celebrate my neighbors' successes. This started way back in college because back in college, you get guys from people from all over, and you from a small city, and the bigger city think they did stuff.
Right on.
But then I used to turn the TV on Saturday mornings or Saturday nights, and then Martise Ivy was playing. And Martise
I remember the Thunder in terms of Martise Ivy.
Oh yeah,
we played one-on-one a few times.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
no.
I had to put the Benson High School Mighty Bunny on her. Okay, but she brought it now. She brought it.
Oh, at UNL. Oh man, I had to let everybody in the world know that we got the best female basketball player come out of Omaha.
Yeah.
And Martise didn't disappoint because she used to eat them up.
Yeah.
So we gotta love our neighbors.
Love our neighbors.
Get back to loving our neighbors.
But you know what? But I tell you, I hear you say that all the time. That's biblical, for a lot of folks in terms of love thy neighbors. And as you know, in terms of one of my reoccurring themes is that love starts with self.
Right.
It's easier to love your neighbors when you love yourself. Love thyself.
Right.
As they say in the airport, the stewardess, put your mask on first, breathe before you try to help anybody else. And so often we just don't look at ourselves in the mirror to look at how we can become stronger.
Right.
So we can be stronger for others.
Without doubt.
And that's kind of that's what I'm on for 2024. How do I become the best me so I can do you and do other folks too?
Right.
But we gotta self-care, and that's what we talked about, King, last week. I really appreciate my contributor, Ted Lampkin, with
Mhm.
Charles Drew, mental health. And
Right.
so I think I really want to foster a theme of self-care. I see my sister-in-law, Edna Statham.
Mhm.
She's on here, and some other folks, Cynthia.
Is Edna cooking breakfast this morning?
Hey, we got to
Ed-
find a restaurant to start bringing some coffee and some
Right.
breakfast,
Right.
at least on Wednesdays for sure. Wednesday at 8:30. We start at 9, and
Yeah.
we can do a little advertisement and all that. So we need some food
Yeah.
up in here.
Without doubt, and we got a kitchen. We'll and
Okay.
ladies,
So somebody can come and cook.
I got a uniform for you. I got a
What?
hair bonnet.
Oh,
I got
okay.
I got some house shoes for you, and I got a night coat. For
No,
you.
I don't know. That sounds like a little bit too much there, buddy. Okay.
You keep your clothes on. You keep all your clothes on. Just put that on your, over your clothes.
Reverend New Hope. Well, hey, we better transition, man,
you,
into
man.
my guest. My guest is Wade. And so, man, thank you, King. I appreciate the platform.
No problem, bro.
And with you allowing me to really jump off and keep MP to action alive, moving people to action. We have conversations. We listen, we learn, and then we move.
Yeah, without doubt.
We listen, we learn, and we move.
I'm gonna let you sit in this chair.
Okay. All right. Have my guest.
I'll
Come
have
on.
Doug
You can
sit
have
in that chair.
Doug come on over, and we're gonna make do a quick change here.
Hey, Doug.
A little quick change. Right on. Right on. Kind of move him up a little bit. Yeah, because he can.
Right next to the table.
My man. Hey, you guys, go ahead and, if you would, share this link. This is going to be a very important conversation, really about, really in essence, what so many people call the most wonderful time of the year.
Yes,
My brother
sir.
Doug Washington, man.
Sir,
What's up,
sir.
brother? Good
The
to see you,
most
man.
Wonderful time of the year.
Okay, he's feeling kind of jolly and happy this morning. Okay, I love it, man. I love it. I must say, as we really, I kick off this whole series of self-care, I must congratulate you, man. But you've been getting it in. I mean, you looking good. You looking, man, rejuvenated and energy. So let's start off by in terms of what are you doing to take care of yourself? Because you're looking the part, bro. You're looking good.
Well, thank you, sir. Just following the examples of some of my elders, as I get older, I recognize that it's harder for me to heal.
Yeah.
I can get sicker. There's just so much out there that can affect me physically.
Yeah.
So I've taken to going to the gym on a regular basis, trying to eat right, watching my weight, eating, the right things, and just doing stuff consciously, being conscious of how I treat myself.
And I tell you, when you think about it, I know my battle in terms of just, it's a mind, body, and spiritual battle or journey. What do you find that really, when it gets tough? Because you get up and work out every morning, you're watching your diet. What are some of the things that you would say that kind of help get you through some of the most challenging, times when you're like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this, man.
Yeah. And that's every day.
So it never changes where you like, damn, it becomes automatic. It's like every day is a struggle.
Well, you want to do it once you do it, and you're glad that you did it. I understand that sometimes I have to do what I don't want to do in order to get where I want to get.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Or get to the point when I can do what I want to do.
Ooh.
I have to do what I don't want to do.
Wow. That's the sacrifice. Commitment now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pay off later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know we have some folks that's sounding off on my page, but if you could, this show really is about, conversations. We listen, learn, and then we move, but we help each other out. So put in the comments box there some things that help you when it gets tough and you got to dig deep, you share some of your thoughts in terms of what helps you get through and get it done. But let's jump in, Doug, to I'm on this series called Self-Care, right? I think all of the pain points that we're dealing with, community-wise, individual, family-wise, I think it all starts with self. What are we going to do to take care of ourselves? And talk a little bit about, I mean, you put in the work, you committed to education, higher education, got your degree. I really want you to tell your story in terms of just because sometimes people, and I'm not afraid, I'm 58 years old. I'll be 59 January 7th. But talk a little bit about your journey of obtaining your credentials to do what you do right now, because I just think it's so amazing that you decided to do it. And when you decided to do it, and you had a mindset that it's never too late. Talk a little bit about that, man, because I commend you for you accomplishing your goals.
Well, thank you. I would be remiss if I leave out the motivation and the consciousness and all the things that motivate me, if I leave out the spiritual content that it takes to do those type of things. I have to believe in something, and I have to believe that if I do what I'm supposed to do, that's something that is going to help me get through the rest.
Wow.
And I think it was 2018, after working a job that was menial and realizing within myself that I couldn't do this till I'm 65 or whatever, I made a decision basically to quit that job and go to school.
Wow.
Wow.
And
so I was 55 at the time.
What? Wow.
Yeah. And so I started school as a freshman.
Okay.
At Metro Community College, where
all right, Metro Community College. Okay,
I got the guidance, and I got the knowledge, and I got the help that I needed to keep me going. Because at first it was really tough. I hadn't been to school for almost 40 years.
Wow.
And so,
so you hadn't been to school formally, officially, 40 years.
I graduated in 77.
Wow.
And this is 2018.
No, you're Benson Bunny too, right?
Bunny forever.
Bunny forever. We're mighty bunnies, not just any kind of bunny. We're Benson bunnies.
Bunny for life. And so, once I got into it and I got started, I realized I liked it. Not only that, and that's why I say it's never too late, lifetime experiences started to kick in, and some of the knowledge that they were sharing in the classes, I had lived.
Wow.
And so it meant something to me. They say it don't mean something to you till it means something to you.
Wow.
And so it meant something to me. And I just went through, and then I decided I wanted to be a substance use counselor, and I went to Bellevue and got my bachelor's and decided to start my own business.
So substance abuse counselor, break that down in terms of just how big or small, how big is that? And what's a typical definition of substance abuse?
Substance abuse is basically someone having a dependence on a substance or an action. It could be gambling, it could be overeating, it could be for me it's Amazon. No, but so
I think for my daughter too, dang, is Amazon. Hopefully she got some stock in Amazon. Right. Okay.
It can be it can be drugs, it can be alcohol, it can be a whole lot of things. Even relationships sometimes we depend on to motivate us and keep us going. That is something that we should be able to find within.
So really, so not so much, I don't know if it's the fight, but you said that's a strong word. You said find within. Mm-hmm. And so when we're not looking within, we're really finding these things outside that we can cling on to
get us where we need to get. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And the thing about that is when those things don't pan out,
Okay.
then my peace, my serenity is low. You know, because I put it all into that. And once again, can't leave out the spiritual content because I have to have a power that I can go to when things get rough. I can't go to you and you don't understand or you don't feel me. I mean, I can, but you might be able to share some words with me and stuff like that. But 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, Dinah ain't gonna be like, why Doug calling me this late?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you know, one, you know, I kind of, you know, offline, I kind of knew you had a little vocals in you. You started singing it's the most wonderful time of the year. I may have to have you on the stage at my concert. At least bring that mic to you.
That would be a nod.
But all serious, you know, being serious about this situation, you know, we do look at holiday season as being the most wonderful time of the year, but also for a lot of folks, it's a very difficult time of the year because of some of the things you and I just talked about. Begin to lay out for folks that are just out there, because this is about how we help people move. We give them resources. Give us some signs or some indicators, and then what might people do to prevent themselves from really heading down that slippery slope and that dark place. To make it so painful, because it's a wonderful time, but some folks it's not.
Right. And so there's a lot to that. There's a lot to that mindset and why people and how they go, and I won't get into that because that would take the whole show.
And that's fee for service.
I would have to charge you.
We do got to let folks know how to reach you before it's all over. Fee for service, but I get a little percentage too, y'all. Okay.
But basically, the holidays, bring back memories of special times with special people, special situations, and a lot of times, like my mom and dad aren't here anymore. I can't relive those situations, and so a lot of people will internalize that and isolate.
You
know, and that's the worst thing to do, because they go into themselves and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. If they have used or abused substances at one time in their life, that's their go-to after that.
When that dark, if they're isolating and they're feeling that pain,
I gotta kill this pain.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I
so
gotta kill this.
At the end of the day, it becomes about finding a pain reliever.
Right. That's why we can't deny the spiritual content.
Wow.
That's I gotta be able to.
So what you're saying, you know, and I'm, thanks for allowing me to be very just open and kind of flowing with this, but you keep saying can't deny the spiritual context of
life, the whole
life
picture.
in this whole situation. How do we get our hands around that spiritual piece? What are you talking about? I mean, if some folks out there like, I want that, I'm missing that. How do we get our hands around that?
Well, you know, being spiritual to me is finding a series of spiritual experiences.
Okay.
So that means if I'm having a problem getting up and going to work in the morning, I make a decision to set my clock and make sure I get up every day and go to work in the morning. And I have what you call a spiritual experience. Okay. After a series of those, my life starts to get better. You know, because I'm doing some things differently and I've woken up, which is spiritual awakening. I've woken up to the fact that the things that I've been doing has not worked in my life.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm starting to do some things differently. And as I do something different, I get those spiritual experiences. And through a series of those spiritual experiences, I realize that I'm not led by what I think. I'm not led by what I feel. I'm consciously being led by something different.
And so it becomes, if I got what you're saying, is more, it becomes like the force, a higher being, a higher power, the universe. Some may say God, or whatever that spiritual force or whatever that foundation becomes for you.
If I say I'm doing something, not what I want to do, but what I need to do, I'm not relying on me anymore. I'm relying on something other than me to say, Doug, you know you need to do that.
That's stronger than you.
Yeah,
that is key. Yeah.
In and of myself, I just lay back.
It says the flesh is weak.
Yeah.
I'm weak. And I gotta pray every day for strength, for guidance, because we're weak. So in that, now let's move to action on that. Remember, you talking about dark place. What are some remedies in terms of, as people see themselves slipping into that dark place? What's some things you may want to advise them to do, or some nuggets?
And one of the first things I say is each and every one of us knows ourselves. In reality, we don't always want to look at it as it really is, but being able to look at oneself just as it really is should motivate you to want to do something different or not. Depends on which way you want to go. Me, myself, I like to surround myself with people, positive people. I have a spiritual advisor. I have a mentor. I have people in my life that want to see nothing but success for me, and I know that I can go to them with any situation and they help me work through it. There's power in numbers.
So really, when I'm hearing you saying environment, and I love that I have a mentor, spiritual advisor as well, but that's important. Yeah. We think sometimes we can navigate this thing called life by ourselves.
No,
I don't think it's meant to be.
It's not.
I don't think it's meant to be. And so I challenge folks out there, if you don't have, as he stated, a spiritual advisor, a mentor, and I would say if you're in that space, having a professional counselor or therapist. And that's what your brother Ted was on last week, Ted Lampkin. It's nothing wrong with, you can secretly lift your hand up, but to ask for help, we cannot. I don't know what made us think we can get through this thing by ourselves, Doug.
We don't have to.
We don't have to. And I think asking for help is a sign of strength.
It is.
I mean, I think the society, partly the matrix, have created this thought that asking for help is a sign of weakness.
Yeah. Man. And we grew up with egos. Man is a man. So on and so forth.
Don't cry.
Yeah, don't cry. Be tough. You can handle it. You're a man. And people think asking for help, like you said, is a sign of weakness. But paradoxically, it's a sign of strength.
That's right.
If I bring you into a situation that I'm having a problem with, guess what? I've created some power.
That's right.
Over that situation.
Power over the situation.
Because you have some ideas I may not have thought about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we didn't mention I am a licensed drug and alcohol counselor.
Okay.
That's what I do for a living. I work for a nonprofit organization that helps homeless veterans.
Okay.
And I do that there. And I also have my own business, Washington Counseling, LLC.com.
Okay.
Washington
so that's
Council.
Washington
Council.
LLC.com.
LLC. My website.
Contact. Somebody put that out there so people can, if they need to seek out help. I want you to say that again, but somebody put that in the comment box there. It's go ahead and say your information, how to reach you again.
At Washington Council, all one word, LLC. LLC is part of that word, .com.
Washington Council. I'm gonna write that down. I tell you, it's so important that we seek help and when in the time of need. So now also you say it's your actions too. And so like this is the time too where most wonderful time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And in your mind is that, okay, I got all these Christmas presents I gotta buy. So you have a challenge with gambling, but you talk yourself into going back over there because you need some Christmas money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk through that. Let's talk through some real life scenarios. What's a little crazy about that? And that's really slipping into darkness.
Yeah.
Was it a song about slipping into darkness?
Slipping into darkness.
Okay. See, this dude used to be a former DJ. I probably ain't a song out there he don't know, but yeah, I thought that song came to mind. War.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But talk to.
And once again, Tim, it goes back to knowing myself.
Yeah.
I mean, my experience
And triggers too.
My experience, first of all, if I'm a gambler, my experience, if I'm honest with myself, has shown me that every time I get some money, every time things get tough, time things don't go my way, I go gamble.
Wow.
And I lose.
And everybody have something.
Something.
Yeah. I know when I get stressed, this is really crazy, but when I get stressed, and I need an outlet, a positive outlet, I go get on my piano.
Mm-hmm.
That is how I relieve some of the anxiety and pressures of life. I need to go to something that I know best.
Right.
And I think too many people have these false go-tos that really is not fostering a healthy lifestyle. They're doing opposite. And so I think we got to all find something that'll create some positive energy in terms of what you're going through versus negative energy.
That's right.
Yeah. So what else can you think of, Doug, in terms of just if we know, I mean, this is very good conversation. I appreciate you taking the time, but let's leave our audience. If you can leave our audience with kind of a 1, 2, 3, just some things that they should just be mindful of as they are being challenged.
Right. And
they're being challenged.
Yeah. Every day.
Every day they wake up.
It's a challenge.
They're being challenged. So give them a few things without giving it all away. They got to come and see you if they really want to do a deep dive. But this is to give some help to folks out there that may they don't know. Mm-hmm. They're in it. They're living it. But give them some nuggets that they can take with them.
Well, and for me, it's hard not to give a whole lot when it comes to this subject because I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah.
I could go for days and days just talking about it. But the first thing is a person has to be aware of the time of the year. What usually happens at the time of the year. What I'm feeling, what I'm thinking I'm about to go through. And then they have to be willing to make a decision to do something different. Now, we talk about New Year's resolution. We made decisions galore for years and years and years. It's kind of like 3 frogs sitting on a log. 2 make a decision to jump off. How many you got left? How many you got left?
You got 2? You got 1?
No.
You got 2 frogs.
3 frogs sitting on a log. 2 make a decision to jump off. How many do you have left?
3.
You still have 3. I just made a decision.
Yeah.
So behind the decision, I have to put some action.
Okay. Behind the decision, you have to do some action. You know it's coming.
Yeah.
So you got to do a little pre-thinking and pre-planning.
Yes. If you don't want to do the same thing you always did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a very good nugget there.
Yeah. You have to put some action behind it. If it means surrounding yourself with the right people, for people with substance use issues, there's always recovery meetings going on and conventions going on during the holidays. You can go to those and be around some people that are like you, that understand you, and that can help you. And remember, Tim, this is only if you're willing to do something different. If you're not willing, then it's to no avail.
So oh man. So really
Willingness is the key.
that's the key.
Yeah.
Because you can go in and out. I've known people that have had challenges with substance abuse that have been in and out of treatment for 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
Is it because of just the unwillingness?
That's right. Unwilling to do what it takes. I tell my clients all the time, you don't have to go to jail anymore. You don't have to get a DUI anymore. You don't have to have family problems anymore. You don't have to spend all your money. You don't have to lose a job anymore.
But if and then I'm gonna play, let me play to that. I mean, like, okay, that's easier said than done.
Okay,
Mr. Washington. In terms of just, if it was so easy, I wouldn't be paying you $300 an hour to see you. No, it's not that much, but I mean, really, it's easier said than done. That stronghold is so powerful. How do you overcome that? I mean, I hear you saying willingness. You got to start with, you got to decide that I don't want that no more. I don't want to keep going to jail. I don't want to continue to get DWIs,
drug tickets,
all that kind of crazy.
Yeah, but you have to be willing to take suggestions from somebody usually that's been where you've been.
Yeah,
because those people are uniquely qualified. If someone has been where you've been, they got through it, they got their lives together, they change, they become. God has uniquely qualified those people to help other people.
And no, that's a very good point, because some people, from just a straight biblical church spiritual, was saying, "Well, I don't need to go." And actually, somebody I knew, they like, "Well, I'm just going to pray to God, and God's going to deliver me."
Yeah, and He does, and people find different variations and ways to make that work for them.
But He could be delivering you through somebody else.
That's right.
Because who's this say or not say that God has not put you in front of me to be a part of that deliverance?
Hey, basically, He's in each and every one of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How we use it, the proper use of the will of God is the key, Tim.
So what I'm hearing you saying too, Doug, is seek professional help.
Sure.
I mean,
why not?
Because you're like, I can't do this by myself. Either you find, now you said something about support groups. So during this time, you suggest that they find some type of support group, AAA.
There's a support group for everything nowadays.
Okay.
If I lost a loved one and I can't deal with it during the holidays, I don't even have to have a substance use issue. I just need to be around some people like me that understand me.
Yeah.
They got
that you can talk to.
They got groups for people that are grieving over loss of loved ones. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, and that is so true, Doug, in terms of just reaching out. I mean, use your devices to really do the research, and to your point, there's support groups for most everything that's out there, and you find it easier. I know for myself, it is easier to talk to people that can relate to you, that understand, and you really can't talk around them or talk through them and all that, because they know what you've gone through, because they've been through it or they're going through it. And so I think that's a strength of support.
And that concept is as old as time goes. People went to church. They go to church every Sunday. Why? To be around people, like-minded people, spiritually people. That understand what they're going through.
Yeah. And I think they do that.
At least that's what it's supposed to do.
But right. But I think you're right on. But I think, when I think of a church, I almost look at it as a hospital, and that you go there and you to heal, to get stronger. Yes. But this is the piece where I think some of us is missing, is once you get healed and you get strong, it's the work. The work is outside those walls. I think there's too many people that are hurting and we're not doing enough reaching out. Each one grab one
Yes.
to bring into the fold. It's just not about, I mean, there's some folks been going to church for 30, 40 years and doing the same thing every year. What part of the message will we get sometimes that is about saving souls and bringing souls? And I'm talking to myself. I got to challenge myself to do that more in terms of be a little bit more outreach and really ushering people into a place where they can find some help and some solutions to some of the pain points that they're dealing with in life, man. Anything else you want to leave with the audience, man?
And just to piggyback on what you just shared, Tim, it's a spiritual principle. The more I bring into the lives of others, the more I can expect in return from blessings I get.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what is the use of me being sober or in church every Sunday or doing whatever I do if I'm not getting any blessings from it?
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. We all want blessings.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's the more you give,
the
more you receive.
The more you receive it. We all want blessings. I mean, I go to the gym because I want to wake up every morning in good health. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the more we bring into other people's lives, which is for me is God's will for me. Is to help others. The more I can expect to receive in His blessings.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think the whole thing, man, that you really you're touching on that is it's about what we give, not so much what we take.
We get. Yeah.
And I think the more we give, the more we receive. In terms of when they say when praises go up, blessings come down.
That's right.
You know, and so I think we gotta really live a life of looking in to look out, because I think you can't give what you don't have.
True that.
You know, and I want to give more, and Tyler Perry. I haven't watched his documentary yet, but I'm going to watch it. But I saw a little piece. He was talking about this principle of, his journey. He made like $100,000 one year, spend it all. $1 million next year, spend it all. And it just was spending it all because of this mentality of growing up poor, dysfunctional, and things like that. Is like, as he was getting the blessings and receiving the blessings, he felt he had to give it all away.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes you only can give, as you only give so much. But sometimes if you give it all the way, how will you become strong and be able to create wealth and prosperity to sustain your efforts? And I think that whole principle, sometimes you can give. I don't know if there's such thing you can overgive, but I think we got to be just mindful. So if we wrap up, let's wrap up this segment, Doug, and kind of just in summary. I tried to take some copious notes here, but in summary, let's look at a few things that on your way out that you want to leave with our viewers and folks that are listening this morning, man, in terms of summarizing this whole segment about substance abuse, taking care of yourself. It's the most wonderful time of the year. How do we keep it that way?
Well, you don't have to spend it alone. Try to be around some people that are positive and doing the right thing. We all know somebody like that. We choose not to be around them sometimes. Sometimes we do, but be around somebody that's positive, somebody that cares about you.
And to that point, there's nothing wrong with taking the initiative. Don't wait. What's wrong with Doug calling, if you alone in the house by yourself, calling Tim and saying, "Hey, bro, I'm just kind of lonely, man. Can I come over?"
Yeah.
Or if you in the area, stop by, man. I just need to be around some positive energy.
That's it.
Go for it. Don't wait for it to come to you. Life is a contact sport.
That's right.
So
if you suffer from substance abuse of any kind, there's hotlines that you can call. All you got to do is Google it, AANACA. You can Google and find help, find meetings. They'll even come pick you up sometimes.
Wow.
And take you to a
Okay.
meeting if that's
So
what
if you
need
have
to do.
that information, go ahead and put that out. As I stated last week, I'm looking for an intern, and that intern will help us be proactive with putting things out as we discover and have these conversations. But if you have access to hotlines and things like that, put that in the feed, because this is about building a community to where awareness, education, and that we help each other out.
Right.
So yeah, put that in there. That's good. So reach out for help.
Yeah.
Don't wait until it's too late. Be proactive. Just like, we were talking last week, if you have suicidal thoughts, don't wait. Don't wait, be proactive. You don't want to be sitting around in a dark space thinking about suicide. If that's just a thought, slap yourself, hit yourself upside the head, throw some water on your face, whatever you need to do to wake up and go get some help. Check yourself in, go to the emergency and just tell them, hey, I have suicidal thoughts.
And just the last thing I want to say, some of the concepts and some of the things we've talked about, I'm sure there are people out there that won't work for me.
Yeah.
And there's a principle that I talk about which keeps a man in everlasting ignorance, and that principle is contempt prior to investigation.
Ooh.
I've never tried it, but I know it won't work for me.
Wow. I've never tried it, but I know it won't work.
It won't work for me.
Wow.
Everlasting ignorance.
Everlasting ignorance. Man, that's profound.
Yeah.
But that gets in the way of forward progress.
Willingness, honesty,
making yourself better.
Honesty, willingness, it gets in the way of all of that.
Man, so y'all better be writing this down. That's some good food for thought, Doug. Man, thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time. And I ask that you, not that we got to do this weekly, but I would love to have you as a ongoing contributor of MP to Action, as a thought expert with substance abuse and all those forms of abuses and dependencies. And from time to time, we'll need to help people weather those storms and get through some of these challenges.
And we all need that from time to time.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Well, thank you, man. Have a great day. Do what's necessary to be good to yourself. If you could hold off for a minute, I got some stuff that'll help you along the way with your self-care. I've been on these aronia berries, and I want my man Doug to try some aronia berries. So there's a aronia berry farm in the area, and when you think about berries and blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, all these berries, this aronia berry has the highest antioxidants that you can get in a berry. And so very good for you, man. Can't wait for you to try it and get your feedback.
Okay.
Right on. Hey, thanks a lot, my man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Right on. So, hey, I want to wrap up here. So first of all, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to MP to Action here on 95.7, the Boss FM radio station here in the heart and soul of the Center City, North Omaha, with my man William King as the founder and CEO and the boss man around here. I want to thank him for his many years of commitment to opening the airwaves and being relevant and providing a platform for individuals such as myself. So you got to show gratitude and thank you for that, William, and what you do to make a difference. Communication is so important. But I also want to ask that you help share this Put this on your watch list every Wednesday, 9 a.m. every Wednesday here on 95.7 The Boss. We'll be looking for sponsors. We'll be running sponsorship ads in terms of just during this hour as we strengthen the show and do this more. And build an audience. It's important that we build an audience, and I need your help to do that. I cannot, as we've been talking about it, I think life is just not just a me kind of a sports. It's a we. And so how do we build together? I don't think it's big enough if you can do it by yourself. So that's important. I just want to recap real quick. Next Friday and Saturday, December 22nd and 23rd, a night of Christmas classics with Tim Clark and friends. That's going to be going down at the historic Benson Theater here in Omaha, Nebraska. You can get tickets online at bensontheater.org, bensontheater.org/event/. So that's bensontheater.org/event/. That'll take you directly to the ticket site to get some tickets there. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I want to see you at the concert, Rayford and Michaela and John, my man John Davis. What's up, brother? I want to see all my guys, the Cigar Boys. Hey, I want to also year in Big Smoke is gonna, and I think moderation is a good word. And so if you're looking for an outlet on December 29th, you can go to the Facebook page, Cigar Boys Omaha. Cigar Boys Omaha. We have an event coming up. This event is for non-smokers and smokers. If you want to just really jump into an environment where there's some networking and positive energy going on, most definitely come and hang out with us on December 29th. And so let's see here. Clarence, thank you guys for tuning in. Jerry, I really appreciate you guys. Ronnie Moore, love to see you at the concert. I love to see all you guys at the concert. There's two choices. Friday, December 22nd. Doors open up at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7 p.m. on that day. Let's see here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your comments. Again, this is really, we're trying to create an environment where we help each other out. And so this is really about building a community of self-care and self-help. And how do we help each other out, especially during difficult times, especially who would not want to help someone out when we all feel, most folks feel that this is the most wonderful time of the year. Just in closing, if you know of someone that's lonely, that's they're living by themselves, they lost a loved one, or they're dealing with some of these, codependencies, in terms of substance abuse, loss of loved ones, and all those kind of things, find in your heart and in your soul to reach out to them. Just reach out to one person and try to you don't have to say a lot. Just, hey, I'm calling because you came front of mind. I just want to make sure you're okay. What's your plans for a holiday? I called some of my students and just said, hey, are you going back home? Just making sure there's some people that do not have immediate family in the greater Omaha area. How do we reach out and invite them over to your house for dinner, or ask if you could bring a dinner to them so they can celebrate as well? There's a lot of folks that are homebound. Let's take care of one another. That's the strength and the soul of who we are as a people, is taking care of one another. You know, my man King always said, love thy neighbor. And I agree with that. Let's take care of our neighbors, take care of one another. And a charity starts at home. So let's figure out, how do we circle around or put a circle around our immediate family, folks that we know are challenged, and we help them. And we help them through these. And I'm not defining help as buying a gift. I think a gift sometimes is simply hearing a voice or reaching out and saying, hello, how you doing? And saying, I love you. We got to, that's a love, LOVE. That's a verb that implies action. And it doesn't mean that monetarily I got to give you something all the time. I think that's why we're experiencing so much debt in this country over these holidays, because we've built a foundation based on what can I give to you. I'm doing we're doing a Secret Santa gift exchange with some of my fellas, and and versus just accepting what it is. We spent time talking about, we set a limit, $20, $25, but we trying to talk to each other about, well, it'd be okay if you decide to be an overachiever and go over that $25 amount. It just should not be about the monetary value. It should be about whatever you give, as long as it's from the heart. And sometimes that's just a hug. That's just a, I love you. It can also be something that you make. You don't have to go in the debt. I watched my mom, bless her heart, she's no longer with us, but I watched her for many years go into debt to make sure that every single person got a Christmas gift underneath the table. I don't think we got to do that. I think we got to change and do a paradigm shift and changing our mind in terms of what is truly the essence and the value of the holiday seasons and the true meaning behind those holidays. So I do want to just a disclaimer here. During this show, this is my personal time for folks out there that's looking for a reason or a rhyme to, like, what is Tim doing there? I take personal time off my job to actually host this show. So my opinions and thoughts are my opinions. It has no reflection on any of my associations, boards I serve on, my employer. These are my personal opinions, thoughts, and beliefs. And so I just want to put that out there for especially the folks that are looking for something. You always got somebody looking for something, either is good, bad, but they're looking for something. And I really think we need to spend more time looking for positive somethings versus negative. And I just think that's where we need to be. So with that, you guys, it's Wednesday, it's hump day. Do what's necessary to lean forward as we look at ending this year and really hitting the reset button. But don't start over. Do a takeoff from if you had a goal, you didn't reach that goal, do a takeoff from there as you look at New Year resolutions or goals for 2024, be realistic. And I'm going to have somebody come on. We're going to talk about goal setting and really preparing for you to be successful at having your best year yet in terms of 2024. What goes into that? What do we need to do and be thinking about now in order to have our best year? And I think a lot of it starts with self. And we're not going to talk through that right now. I'm going to try to get out of here, but be good to yourself. It's Wednesday. Every day, you should take the time to be good to yourself. As I stated earlier, on the airplane, they ask you to put your mask on first, so oxygen can flow through your mask, that you can really do the kind of things you need to do. If somebody's next to you, to your left or right, that need help, how the hell can you help them and you can't breathe? You need to be able to have a substantial amount of airflow so you can become strong. So really pay attention to self-love, self-care. Do you, so it makes it so much easier to do others. Until next time, I'm Tim Clark, your host of MP to Action, where we listen, learn, and we move people to action. Let's go. My man King is back at you. King, thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. Right on.
We out of here. Omaha, Nebraska, the Bluffs, the Burbs.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Up.
Share this. Share it. December 22nd, 23rd, Tim Clark and Friends holiday Christmas concert. Come and get it, y'all. Be good to yourself.